Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with a very quick intro to let you know how this video is going to go, I assume. I am going to set up somehow over on the counter by the stovetop, and I'm going to do my father and brothers and my grandparents' floral arrangements, and I'm going to show you that. It's nothing exciting, but I'm going to show you anyway. Then I will take you to the cemetery with me, and I will put the pots in the thingies, the pot holders. I know. And I will print a couple of questions and do a really short Q&A while we're in the cemetery. And then I can be spooked by things other than the shadows on my house. How does that sound? All right, so let's get set up and get started. I don't really know if we're going to be able to see this good enough or not, but I can make adjustments as we go. I have this little pickle jar, and this is the pots for my grandmother's grave. It happens to be round, and that's like perfect, so that's going to hold that straight for me. There is some of the foam from the last time, but I'm just going to add some more foam. I don't do anything like any particular way. Just gonna shove some foam in there. I just like to make it tight. And I am actually going to, with a glue gun this time, just put a little bit of glue around that. And I have it kind of touching the edges a little bit, just so it will maybe like stay in there a little bit better. Now, another thing that I've never done, but I thought I'm going to try, is I'm going to glue each flower onto the stem. You know, some of them are on there pretty good, but I thought it's not too hard to just put a, if I can have it, to put a bead of glue on there and then stick the flower in. Will that even work? Oh, sure. That worked great. And if I want, I can push the greenery up into that, and that'll stick right there with the glue. So I like that idea. I probably don't even have to take the flower off. I think I'm going to just, I can't see where I am with you. I think I'm going to just put a bead of glue right there around that so it won't come off, and just push the greens up to it. And I think that's going to hold on there nicely. Oh, I do want to remember, though, that I need to swap some of these flowers. What I do is I swap the heads so that I can have a variety of colors. Let me just like take all these tags off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I made sure I did is I got bunches that had 6 flowers each. So I'm just going to pull off 6 of the carnations. I mean 3. I'm going to pull off 3 of the carnations. I guess I'll take the greens off also. I'm going to swap those with the white flowers. So I have that, and I have this. And then I'm going to put the white flower. And then I am going to add a bead of hot glue onto that and push the green up in that little thing. So I'm going to do that now with the other 2 white flowers. So this is what I'm left with on one of these. I have 3 carnations, and I have 3 of the white flowers, and I have a lot of little strings of hot glue. And then I just made sure that I hot glued all the little greens right up against the flower, and I think that's going to last much longer. So now I'm going to do another one like this for the other side, and then we're going to combine these guys. And I have both done now. And now I'm going to do the same with these purple and pink flowers. I'm going to pull 3 off here. 1, 2, 3. And I was completely out of the camera. Whoops. And then one decided to come off all by itself. And that's why I'm going to hot glue them all. And then same here. I'm just going to pull 3 off. Let's see. We'll do this nice big one. I just pull it right off. 1. And I do the green too. I wouldn't have to, but I don't know. I just want to. And this little one. 3. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to swap. And the ones that stay on here, I'm just putting a bead like around the stem, and then I push the greenery up. And I think that's going to be enough to keep that all attached in case there's a big wind. I mean, there can be enough of a wind that it just blows the whole pot out of there, so I'm not going to be overly fussy, but I just thought I would try this year. Okay, I just have to put the other colors on. And now I have these mixed with the purple and pink on each one. Now, I could have just, you know, cut each individual flower and just stuck them in the pots, but I think they're in there better if I can stick this whole end in there. This was really easy once I figured out what I was doing. And I noticed, oops, look, this one, I didn't glue this one. The green's hanging down. Not that that matters, but I think it'll just stay there better if everything's stuck together. I would not have had to change the greens on these because they're identical on both, you know, things of flowers. So anyway, I'm going to, you don't have to change the greens anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody alive is there looking at these. Now let's bring the pot over here, and I'm going to just do one like this and one like this on each side, and just shove them right in there. See, that's in there, good. And then I can just, let me adjust this a little bit. And then I can rearrange these and just pull them in whatever direction I want. Again, I'm not going to be too fussy, and I can fix that when I'm at the grave. So that all feels like it's in there really good. And I'm just going to leave it like this, and then like I said, I'll rearrange it. I see some taller ones are back here, so that can go up against the stone and whatever. I'm going to do the other one like this, and then we'll start working on the ones for my father's grave. I mean, it's funny how this one on my grandmother's grave, the other one, all the flowers were there on the other side, but then this pot, everything was just stripped right off. The greens are there, but none of the flowers. I don't understand that. Now, my father, they get more flowers, and there's one of these on each side, so all I have to do is take the tags off, and I'm going to just hot glue the ends. And then there's a whole yellow carnation on each side, and I'm just going to take the tags off and glue the ends. And then I'm just going to have to do a swap on these two. I noticed on some of these, you can just push the flower all the way down. So what I do is I'm just going to separate that, and then I just put, well, I'm going to have it up a little bit more, but I just separate that, and then I just put a big bead of hot glue right inside there. And then I'll just put a little bit on this part, and then push this up. The yellow flowers are done, and these blue flowers are done. Now I just need to swap these guys. And since the leaves are quite different, I will swap the leaves too, just to give a variety to both sides. Now these greens would not really have to be pushed up, but I like to push them up because I like to see that like sticking out of the top of the arrangement. You do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. One thing I realized is both of these flowers, each little flower is on a thingy, and some of them were coming off. And on these yellowish greeny ones, these have like a little thing kind of holding that on, but it's still very, very loose. But I went around and, you know, tried to just put some glue on some of these, and hopefully they'll stay on. I see some here that could use a dab of glue. So next time I would try to pick just flowers that are just one big piece and not like all these little tiny flowers. I get these because my mother loves little tiny flowers, but she's not going to be the one looking at them. Now I'm bringing this guy back, and even though this is square, it's going to be easy to do. And I'm going to stick yellow in and blue on this side, and you can't see. Like I said, you'll see them better at the grave. And one of these guys, and I'm not going to worry about it here. I'll arrange that again when I'm at the cemetery. And I got to get the other pot, and I'm going to just do the same thing. I think this is what I did. Yellow here, blue here, and the blue ones have yellow centers. I thought that was pretty. And then this guy here. So this is what we have. And again, I'll arrange it at the cemetery. Let's get going, because I'm hot now. Not that kind of hot. And I want to get out of here. I did want to mention that if I would have, wanted an easier way to, spread out the yellow ones, I could have swapped 3 yellow carnations for 3 of these blue guys. But I kind of like it this time. It's like a clump of carnations, a clump of these blue guys, and then whatever these things are. You don't know how excited I am that the sun went down. I hope it stays that way. It has been so bright all day. Drove me nuts. And nice and gray right now. So let's get over there to the cemetery. I'm putting the flowers in. I'll show you quickly, and then we're going to chat for a little bit. I forgot the questions. I have to go back in the house. I'll see you at the cemetery. I can't see a thing, but I'm back, and the sun came out. I just put the flowers on my grandparents' grave, and I love them very much. I will show you. This is the front view. Those. And those. Now we will go take care of my father's, and then we'll chat for a little bit in the car. And I really like these flowers too. Dollar Tree specials. Gotta love them. I always say I'll bring some, different ones for the fall, but I never get around to it. And I pulled another penny out of the car, a shiny one this time. And it goes right there. Let's get you caught up in case you don't know what I'm doing here. A couple of days ago, I came to the cemetery, brought you with me. We collected the pots, and then I went to Dollar Tree. You didn't get to go in the store, but I was at Dollar Tree and bought the flowers, and then we did a little bit of a Q&A in the parking lot. And I told you guys that I would do the floral arrangements. I have done that, and that we came to deliver them, and now we're going to do a Q&A again, just a little bit. But I have to tell you guys, oh my God. When I recorded the video of when we came to the cemetery, there was a little jump scare in my driveway. I know you know what I'm talking about, those of you who watched. When I did the editing, first of all, after that, I had a headache for the whole entire rest of the day. Because when I get startled like that, it's like an electric shock goes through my brain, and then I'm fried for the rest of the day. But when I was editing, I completely forgot about that. Completely forgot about it. And I am not kidding. I wish I would have had a camera on me when this happened. But I had my phone, not a cell phone, my regular house phone that rings so loud, right there next to me at my computer on the desk. And just as the jump scare came, when I was like, collect the pots! I don't think I could ever recreate it. Just as I did that, the phone rang. And the phone scared me so much, and I was so confused as to how come I jumped in the video because of the phone. That's how out of it I was when that phone rang, and I was watching myself while editing, and I jumped with the phone, and on the screen I jumped. And I was like, how did I know the phone rang? The phone was so loud, and I jumped and was like blinded, and it was just, I mean, you had to be there, but I was so confused. I was like, oh my God, that's right. I jumped in the car because of a shadow, not because of the phone right now. But it was weird because I felt like I had, you know, come alive inside that computer. That I heard the phone ring. I tried so hard to know how to capture myself on the screen at the same time as doing a screen capture. I don't know if that made sense. You know how sometimes I show you guys my screen? Well, I can have like a screen, a corner of me. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys me laughing at my own video. I've never watched a video so much. I just could not believe how much I jumped. And I know a lot of you got entertained by that. And, you know, it was funny to see the comments. One woman, I think I have it in here, so when we read the questions and the comments, it was just funny. You know, sometimes just, you know, funny things happen like that, and it makes it good for my videos that you guys get to watch me be a weirdo. And but I get startled like that all the time, and it can be anything. It can be the tiniest thing. Like, I could be just sitting in the living room with my mother, and she could, like, all of a sudden, like, just touch her fork or something, and it makes a noise, and I'm like, you know, it's like I fly out of my skin. So, anyway, that was cool. The other thing I want to talk about just for a second is I am trying hard to cut back on recording, and it's not because I feel like I, you know, don't have the time or that I'm punishing you guys. I just am to the point where I don't really want to record if I just don't feel like I've got it in me or that I have anything to talk about. Because it would be like, oh my God, if I do the car vlog now, what am I going to talk about? This is why I like the question answer thing. But sometimes it's just like I end up repeating things, you know, the Fabric Frenzy, Patreon, because I really don't have much to say. And yesterday I just wasn't in the recording mood, and I was so afraid. Oh my God, I didn't record Sunday, and yesterday was only Tuesday, and I was like, what does this mean? Does this mean I'm on my way out? But no, today I was happy to record. I'm just glad I even thought about the flowers. I completely forgot about that, and I happened to see them, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to do that. So it gave me something to record, and I was happy to do that. But I just don't want to do forced videos. I just don't. And it doesn't mean that I always have to have something elaborate. If I just feel like sitting and chatting with you guys, then I'm happy to do that for a video. But I'm not going to turn the video on, you know, turn the camera on just because I'm like, okay, I don't have a video for today and I've got to get one up there. Because I can just spend that time doing other things that are equally as important to my business choices. So, you know, just please don't worry. I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. I really can't. You know, this is what I've created for my job for now, and I really don't want to change, you know, anything major. So we're going to keep going, and it's just going to be, you know, hopefully, you know, better videos. And when I say better, I just mean that if I feel like doing it, it's bound to come across as, you know, a more natural, more happy kind of video. You know, I've been following Bunny and all her journey, Graveyard Girl. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Graveyard Girl. You know, it's just, I like that, the whole reminder of how, you know, we do get, you know, to the point where we feel like, I just don't know what else to do. And, you know, I'm just going to take some time, cut back a little bit, and just go with the flow. Okay, questiones. First, let me look at the older ones. I keep feeling like somebody is behind me. I think this is from the older sheet that I had printed out. And I will touch on this because it's going to make me think of something to tell you. Elise asked, I was just curious, in the year and a half you have been on zero carb, how much weight have you been able to lose? I don't weigh myself. I haven't weighed myself in a long time. Absolutely not doing this for weight loss, and not everybody even loses weight doing this. I do know that I think when I was at 8 months, I had lost 35 pounds. I have a whole playlist on this if anybody wants to get caught up. And I now do updates on Patreon. So for those of you who want to, you know, continue to know how this is going for me, and I'm going to be doing a lot of talking about other things, not ZC related, but just weight in general. I'm under the impression that no one needs to lose weight. No one. Not even me. I don't have to lose any weight. And now, and another one, XOXO, can you do a weight loss vlog since you eat 0 carb? Must have lost a ton. No, I haven't lost a ton. You can see me. I'm still tonnage. But it's just funny when somebody says they're eating a certain way, and especially if they're a big person, people just assume it's for weight. And this is not for weight, not for me, not at all. I think anybody who does ZC for weight loss reasons are going to be sorely disappointed. I think those who have mental health issues and, you know, want the fog of depression lifted, or a lot of joint pain and, you know, just pain in general. A lot of people have had horrendous skin issues cleared up by eating this way. So again, playlist link down below if you want to even know what it is that I'm talking about. And new updates are on Patreon now. And it's not about weight loss. And I don't need to lose weight. I really don't. Carolyn asks, and I talked about this inside Patreon, I just wanted to know, when you go do your errands, do you ever treat yourself? It seems that you never buy yourself a treat like a cup of coffee or a dessert. Is it because you are a frugal person? I am frugal. I'm flat out cheap. When I say I'm cheap, I will spend money on something if I think it's worth that money. I don't think any cup of coffee in this world is worth $1 to $5. I mean, I know there are places you can spend $5 on a coffee. I have instant coffee at home, and that's what I make and drink. And the other thing is that what one person thinks is a treat is poison to another. I treat myself all the time. Every time you guys see me holding a 10-pound bag of ground beef, best treat I could ever have. Delicious ground beef, an awesome price, good fucking treat for a carnivore. And I don't think that Carolyn realizes that I'm a meat eater, because she wouldn't have thrown in dessert in there. Oh, the fast scissors. The last time I did Q&A, somebody, you know, said that they didn't like the sound of the fast sewing. She wished I would put music there instead. Oh my God. The replies to that were overwhelmingly in favor of the fast sewing. And people were like, no, don't like the music. And this person, LT, said, I also like the fast scissors and the fast sewing machine. And I like it too. I like the sound of the scissors and the sewing machine in fast speed. But again, the reason I do it is because it's quicker, it's easier, and it, you know, it speeds up the video, and I don't have to take the time to go find the music and do the editing. My editing software is ancient, and it, you know, it can screw things up when I add the music, and then if I edit something, I have to move the music over. So I do the music like, you know, when there's something like at the end, like if I'm showing the clothes that I made or whatever. Ooh, Upcycled Fashions, hopefully tomorrow, Thursday. I'm trying to do that on Thursdays now. And again, quickly, how many kids do you have, Darlene? People keep asking because people are coming on board all the time. And I'm very happy to answer these questions repeatedly. I have one son, 40 years old, one granddaughter, 9. Derek and Skylar, and they're in Memphis. Well, she lives actually in Mississippi, but he's on the border in Memphis. Do you ever make recycled projects for yourself, Emma says. I wear rags. I wear the same shirts that I've made forever, but I do want to make a couple more rayon shirts for this summer. I really do. And it's just that it's hard to get rayon like this at Walmart. I mean, at Martin's. I can't get fabric at Walmart at all. We don't have fabric at Walmart. The one in Biddeford does, though. But anyway, I have not like really recycled anything for myself in a long time, but when I was younger, I certainly did. Oh, what a gorgeous name Florida is. I've never heard it before. My grandmother, we just were at her grave. Her birth name was Florida, but when she became a United States citizen, she went with Florida because she didn't like being named after a state. She's Canadian, and So when she became a citizen, she changed it to Florida. Every time I say that I'm not allowed to bring my camera in Dollar Tree, people like to tell me, oh, well, just, get a camera or use your phone and they won't, know that you're recording, The thing is no matter what I would use, the video would be up in the public and they can watch, or people can say, oh, she's not supposed to do that, and call the store and let them know. I don't want to be kicked out of Dollar Tree. So Jan said, time to check on some spyglasses to go in Dollar Tree with. Yeah, it's not gonna work. I could record all I want, but I would never want them to know that I did by, uploading the video. What state am I in? I'm in Maine, Sanford, Maine. If you look at the state of Maine, I'm in the southern tip. Murmur Creation said, you crack me up. Don't take a break. Now, that's my kind of advice. I like that. I thought about this and I can't really come up with anything. If your life was a show on TV, what would the name be? And I really can't think of anything. I mean, if it would be allowed, it would probably just be something like, fuck it. But how about you guys leave comments and you tell me what my TV show name should be if it was about my life. Be nice. Okay. When you jumped and got scared, you scared the shit out of me. I even screamed and got that scare chill in my heart. I also scared my cat who jumped off the bed. I'm telling you, I could watch that. I could watch that over and over again. I would like to watch that. Oh, I have something that I want to watch with you guys. I have to get it to the point where I know how to put my face on the screen. I downloaded some new software, but I still don't know how to use it. Oh my God. What I would love to do is have my mother watch that video and me record her without her knowing. She would fucking jump out of her chair when that jump scare happens. But I won't do that. When the person who asked the question about Skylar, and see, now I feel bad. She had asked about Skylar watching my videos and stuff, and I didn't really think I came across as though I thought she meant it in a negative way. I didn't really think she was saying it in a negative way. I think I was probably explaining like what the majority of people say, because I do get shit, a lot of shit about how I am with Skylar, how she is with me in the videos. So I think, and I do get people saying, I hope your granddaughter doesn't know you talk like that. Well, as if. I just don't understand these people who want people to live like, secluded from real life. I have people who tell me that I'm so irresponsible for letting her handle scissors next to my face. And I know it can look scarier on the video, but I'm there and I know exactly what is going on. And I know she's not the kind of child who, does something quick or, it's just, I don't know. People worry sometimes too much about things. And then, of course, some people don't like the fact that I have a, kind of grown-up sense of humor with Skylar. Again, I know my granddaughter, if it was a different granddaughter, I would probably act a different way with her. It's just, but people just like to give me shit about stuff that doesn't need to be shit on. Kay in Maine. Hi, Kay in Maine. I noticed that your likes don't show up on any of your videos anymore. No, they never have. I've always had that turned off from the beginning. The likes and dislikes count. They all count, but the numbers are hidden. Kay in Maine, another comment. Shitload, my favorite word, LOL. Well, you gotta be a good person then if you like shitload. I like it too. Recently, I've been saying it a lot. Oh, Marilyn had an idea that has nothing to do with this channel, but for my ASMR channel, and I loved the idea so much that I have it on my notes. I recently heard some horses clip-clopping as they were pulling a wagon, and I thought of you. This might make a fun sound for your ASMR channel. Thank you, Marilyn, for that suggestion. Obviously, I can't be recording that because I don't have any clip-cloppity kind of horses in my life, but I will check for public domain clips and see what I can come up with. May I do your genealogy family tree? This is from Elena. And, you know, thank you for the offer, but I'm going to pass on that. I mean, obviously, you can do what you want, but it would require help from me, and I just don't want to even be involved in that. I really don't like to think about the past. I love history, and it would be kind of cool to know, but I don't want to be involved in having to think about all that stuff. So it's just, family trees, Our tree probably needed to be pruned. And I'm going to end with this, and I don't want to cry. I cried when I read it. Cheryl wrote such a nice comment, and it goes back to, like, what would I say to Skylar when she's watching my videos? And Cheryl said, what Skylar would know by watching your videos. I can't even read this comment. What Skylar would know by watching your videos is how important she is to your life and how much she is loved. And that's true. And it's when people say things like that that it makes this job all worth it, because I do get shit on, you know, for so many things. And I'm not always sure that I do the right things with my granddaughter, but I know I'm doing a much better job with her than I did with my own son. And anyway, thank you, Cheryl. And I'm going to end with that. So, the sun is gone again. I'm happy about that. I'm going to go home. The first part of this video has already been edited, which is super cool. So I only have this cemetery part left to do. And I have frenzy stuff to do. And I'm getting that done. I am going to try very hard. Tomorrow's Thursday? I have got to have something figured out for sure, and expect a video explaining the frenzy, and it does look like I will be having something on Patreon on Friday, so I'm excited and scared at the same time, but it'll go good. You know, it's just scary, because I'm hoping that the PayPal buttons work and all that stuff, and that there's even people interested, and if they're not, well, that's okay, because the frenzy is going on as planned on Saturday, so don't forget that. And I will have details for you guys, and I hope I have an Upcycled Fashions for you guys tomorrow too. So it will probably be a 2 for Thursday. How's that sound? All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.